Josh Kraushaar is the politics editor at National Journal. Josh, always good to see you. Tlaib never uses in this op-ed the word defund, though she walks to the edge several times. She says, quoting here, the current practice of throwing money at the broken system is not the answer either. All of this is what folks are demanding in the streets, and many of my constituents have shared the same sentiment with me, except now we know, Josh, that this whole idea of defunding the police harmed down-ballot Democrats across the country.
That's right, Trace. And look, Rashida Tlaib is a member of the squad. Don't expect the squad to tone down their rhetoric. They're true blue believers. They actually believe in a lot of the very progressive rhetoric that is politically damaging for the Democratic Party. And, in the op-ed, what was kind of the disconnect between her op-ed and the reality in her district is that there are a lot of African-American members, other voters in her district that don't support defunding the police, that they don't support getting rid of bail for violent criminals, like she talks about in the op-ed. But there is a slice of the Democratic Party that does believe that. She seems to think it makes up a bigger part of the Democratic Party than it actually does.
But now you have some Democrats coming on, in fact, on this show who are saying, look, Democrats never said that, never said defund police, as if videotape was never invented, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look and read her op-ed to look at the policy positions that she endorses and look at the public polling at how unpopular those positions are to the broader public. And it's not just among general election voters, it's among Democratic primary voters. The reason Joe Biden became the Democratic presidential nominee and not Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren is a lot of the very socialist and very progressive ideas just don't have a broad constituency, even within the Democratic Party. So she has a narrow base of support and certainly within her district, but it doesn't sell even in the Democratic Party at all.
In the op-ed, she also talks about protesters, comparing them with protesters in the 1960s, even using, the Underground Railroad. She says, quoting here, is it as disturbing as it is heartbreaking that in 2020, in a city where every corner is a reminder of those fights for racial, economic, and social justice, speaking, of course, of Detroit, city and police leaders are meeting protesters with violence and intimidating rhetoric meant to turn the public against our own young people who are demanding a better future for us all? Is she thumbing her nose at Democratic leaders who are coming out against this? Because clearly that's a misinterpretation of exactly what was going on in the streets around the country.
Well, certainly there is broad support for civil rights and for racial justice. But the specific positions that she endorses in the column, and including the bail issue, which is very controversial in a lot of big congressional races, that doesn't have the same degree of support. So, the problem is that Democrats want the energy from that base, but they learned from this election that those positions are toxic for so many of their members in swing and competitive districts. So Tlaib, the dilemma is that they don't want to condemn Tlaib, they don't want to alienate that very, very energetic part of the base, but they can't win elections in Middle America with that type of rhetoric.
Josh Kraushaar, good to see you as always, sir. Thank you.